Sometimes I just don't know how old I am. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here, and today brings us a tag kind of day. Well, it's a different kind of tag. It's a folio tag. It's a folio with a tag cap. It's different. I don't know. It was something I thought about, and I thought, well, let's give it a try. I don't know if anybody else has ever done it. Don't no matter to me, because now I'm doing it, and I've done it, and I'm happy with it. So, I had a package of scrap cardstock and different bits and bobs that I got from the charity shop last year. And I thought, well, let's use that, okay? And I'm like, okay. And so that's what we're using. So I don't know any names of the papers or anything like that, y'all. Now, this particular striped one is from the Amazons. I don't know what it's called. Don't know how long I've had it. Forever. Well, not forever, but a couple days. Anyway, portions of the video have been sped up. Not necessarily all of it. Okay. So, because I'm making a folio in with the charity shop scrapbook paper, that was a card that was already folded in half, and I'm like, that's perfect because I'm going to make a folio. So we just made it smaller-ish, not as wide even. And now we're just going to add a couple little pages in there, and we're going to use our tiny attaches. Our Texas-sized attacher. So you have to wait for it, because first we're going to trim this up, which we do that from time to time, because sometimes we don't fold correctly. Sometimes the paper may not even started out square, so there's no way we can make it square because it wasn't square to begin with. And not necessarily square, it could just been, rectangular or whatever shape. Yeah, that kind of thing. So we're doing that, making it fit. I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. Clean it up while we go, because I do that mostly. And I don't know, sometimes I do a lot of flittering around. I don't even know what I'm doing. Now this, I think, was the only piece of that kind of little card I got. It's a 6x6. Anyway, I know because I measured it with a ruler and everything. And I'm making a cap to go on here. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a cap, okay? That was my whole idea. Like I said, I am sure somebody else has done it, because, I'm not necessarily that smart to think of stuff on my own. So we're measuring. Okay, well, we're getting a generalized idea of size. Okay, I could measure 20 times and it would still be a general idea of size, because I'm thinking I'm going to fold it over. And then I score it at the wrong place, which you will see, because we will get the scoreboard out, because we're keeping score. But it's going to be wrong. But we end up winning. Anyway, I've already had my birthday. Okay? Thanks, y'all. And normally, regularly, for my birthday, I do a journal page. And, I journal page on the flat. Anyway, typically, not always. Oh, my gosh. Just crawfish some more. Why don't you? Okay, I probably will. So, and now you can see it is too small. It's not going to work for me. So we got to use another piece of that. And I don't have quite enough. It works. It's fine. It's okay. Anyway. We're doing this instead of a journal page. It's basically what I was trying to get at with way extra many words. I'm like, please don't fold it the wrong way. Because if I folded it the wrong way, I'd just have to unfold it and fold it the other way. I'm trying, y'all. I should have wrote down what I planned to do, but no. I'm like, yeah, that looks okay, but I don't have enough on the side. Yeah, I think we're going to just flip-flopping all over the place, y'all. And, I could have cut way out more of this. But I'm thinking y'all might want to see more in closer to real time kind of thing. It is sped up just a little teeny tiny bit. So you can imagine how slow I was really moving when I was doing this, because at so many stages I have to stop and I really have to think about it. And it still doesn't necessarily mean I thought it out correctly. So here's our Texas size stapler. And I have little lines on there so I know where the staple's going to come out at, so I can line that all up. And when you're stapling a folio, you want to put the solid part of the staple on the outside and the part that folds over on the inside, so it won't catch you and scratch you or anything else like that, okay? And be sure to burnish that down. Now I'm trying to round the corners and it won't fit in there. So we'll just round our, our pages. It's just a couple pages, which makes, what? 2, 4, it's 8 pages, 8 sides. I don't know, however you want to say it. So we get that done, and now we're going to ink around our cap, because that's going to be the cap. We got it folded up the way we wanted. We lopped off the little corners, so now it's going to look like a tag cap. Cap of it. And I thought, no, I don't want to eat the folio. So we're not. Now we're gonna glue our cap together. I know I keep saying I don't know what else to call it. It's a cap. It caps it off, tops it off. It's not a topper. It's a cap. Y'all, that's my heart. So early in the new year. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we went up the side and a little angle cut. Okay, and we're gonna have to trim that at some point. I remember that because I remember when I was editing that we have to trim that at some point. But first we're going to put some Aleene on it. Now we're going to measure some more, because I want to put a panel on the front and the back of our folio. Okay? And I'm checking to see that would be appropriate with the cap on top. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably going to be about right. And I'm like, oh, wait, I don't want that side. One side was like it had been... when it gets the perforated edge, the tot edge, I didn't want that side, so I flipped it over, and now we're going the other side. It's pretty narrow. I think it was like 2 inches, okay? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. I need 2 of them, one for the front, one for the back, okay? And you already know they're going to be pockets, because why not? I mean, you don't have to put something in it. If you don't want to put something in a pocket, you don't have to, but it can still be a pocket. Just saying. I mean, why not? Okay. And this, the dark purple there is a cardstock weight, and this here lighter purple is a copy weight paper. How much weight is that? I don't know GSMs and all that. Don't no matter. So that's the back. We're just going to glue on 3 sides because it's going to be a pocket. No, we're not putting a thumb notch because I don't want a distraction of a thumb notch. Okay? Sometimes it's kind of distracting. I know the whole object of a thumb notch is to signify that it's a pocket and that there's something in there. But because I may not use it as a pocket, it may just be there to be pretty all by itself. I don't want to put thumb notch in it, okay? And because it's copy weight paper, well, I don't want to. I don't want to. That's all I can say about it. So, straighten it around. This is what we get when we go almost real time, y'all. Now, this is going to be the front. And again, we're going to glue 3 sides. And that is Aleene's original tacky glue in my little squeeze bottle right there. It seems painfully slow. And don't worry about that band-aid, bandage, plaster, whatever you want to call it. It's okay. I had a little burn, and not a bad burn, just little like, oh, it kissed you burn kind of thing. It's all right. Ain't no thing. So we got that all glued on there, and I'm like, yeah. Okay, here's our cap. I'm going to try it on, crossing fingers. Didn't want to go, oh, I'll try that corner first. And there we go. It's a cap. Now you see it's a cap. Oh, now we're going to trim it. I know I said that earlier we were going to, but really we are going to. Well, we just did. Now we're going to ink that little edge that we trimmed off. I try not to do too much inking on camera. Thanks, Champ. You come in later. And because, you know, you mostly know how you want to ink. I mean, sometimes I ink, sometimes I don't. And obviously, I didn't want to ink the folio, but I did some other stuff. So now we're going to punch a hole with the hole punch in our cap, because it's our tag cap, and I'm wanting it centered. Now I'm actually going pretty ruler-esque on this part, okay? Pretty ruler-esque, and we're going to use our crocodile, and I'm using the bigger size of the holes because we're going to put an eyelet in there. Do I show you putting an eyelet in there? I don't remember. It's been a day or two. And then I'm thinking, well, I want to round that. And I'm shoving that corner rounder on there, and I did it, and I pulled it off. It scratched off a little piece of paper, but you really can't tell because her foot's going to cover it up. So we're going to get this here paper doll. Now, she's sort of going to symbolize me, sort of. I mean, it's not me. Obviously, it's not me. That's not my face, right? And she's not wearing my underwear. Popo. Ha 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 ha. He's so funny. Anyway, just putting some brown hair, because my hair used to be brown. It was natural brown. Okay, it's natural silver now, most of it. And we, you know, put our little blushes on our paper dolls because we like to do that. We do. And now she's gonna. I have to. That's a water brush pen, and I use that to just erase a little bit because these are a watercolor, you know, a water soluble marker. Oh, there's a list of ingredients in the description below the video. .. more ... to see more information, including a list of ingredients. And I'm using turquoise as my kind of pop of color, kind of pop. I mean, you know, kind of. So we're going around, and I'm trying to save the polka dots because she's got on like a polka dot dress. And believe me, her mode of dress is way before my time, okay? Way before my time. So anyway, I don't want it as dark as the teal turquoise kind of color is. So I'm kind of brushing it with my fingers, which and my fingers get all turquoised up. It didn't wash off for a little while. But what I mean by a little while is I had to wash my hands several times to get it off. But that's okay. It stained me more than it did the paper doll. Well, because they have kind of a slick finish on them. And because of the slick finish, it takes it a while to dry. Even though I'm kind of brushing it with my finger and smooshing around my finger and all that kind of stuff, it still takes it a minute to dry. And when you get right on the edge, because the cut edge of these paper dolls is raw paper. It's not finished with any kind of gloss or semi-gloss or whatever, sealer stuff. So that color will just suck right into the edge of that paper, okay? So you gotta be kind of careful of that. Anyway, here I'm buffing it down a little bit. And here I'm using the water brush for, you know, just a little eraser. And get that all taken care of. I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm trying to erase some because I think that's a pocket, but I don't know for sure what that is because that's awful low down there to the ground. But maybe it's a pocket to put some weights in so when the wind blows, it won't come and blow your skirt up over your head, okay? And in honor of my birthday, we're going to use some birthday bugs. As you may know, maybe you don't know, I did get the Tim Holtz entomology stamps and die cuts on my birthday. I don't remember if it was last year or year before, but anyway, I call them birthday bugs. So we've stamped out some, I think they're mayflies, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'm not an entomologist. We stamped them with our embossing ink, okay? And I stamped out 3. Not that I want to use 3, but just because when I die cut them, sometimes I mess up, and I did mess up in one of them. It's just mutilated that poor little thing. So we're going to get the heat gun, And we're heat gun, y'all. Melt that gold embossing powder. Okay. Oh, look at the magic of it. It's just delicious, magical embossing powder. Just saying. Look at that. Wow. Then we're going to go die cut them. And now we're back with our die cuts. That was really quick, wasn't it? It's the magic of YouTube. And we didn't necessarily die cut perfectly. I'm just touching it up with, I think that's a Ranger embossing ink pen. And you can just, fine tune where you want to put your embossing powder. So we're just doing it on a few places on that one. Okay, tapping off the little extra with my little tweezers. I'm like, yeah, that'll probably be all right. Because sometimes you can't tell till it actually melts if you got it in all the places you wanted to get it. Okay, now these are fancy. Like I said, I think they're katydids. I think. Pretty, or mayflies. Mayflies. They're mayflies. Bless my heart. Pretty sure. Anyway. Sprinkle. The gold, real gold color embossing powder. Okay, getting the tweezer works going on. You're going to get to see me put the powder back in the container because, got to save every bit you can because, embossing powder lasts forever, but not forever. Okay, so here comes the heat gun, y'all. So we can melt those little bits. I don't know if you can even see, but just for transparency. Y'all get to see it. Okay, here we go. All right. So now I've got mostly, I'm pretty sure it's almost all Tim Holtz. Maybe one of it is a Seven Gypsies. Maybe, I don't know for sure. Anyway. I want to stamp, because the date on the center of that card, it's an ID card for Valerie something or another. She's Italian, and she happens to be a journalist. That's what the card says. I had Google translate it from Italian to English, okay? But I didn't want it to say whatever that date was. So I'm covering it up with a stamp from Sign Here, Cathe Holden stamp set. Love that stamp set. Just saying. Anyway, just saying, putting that, wiped it off, putting it away. Now I'll use it again, I think, in a minute or 5. I don't know. Did I? Feels like I did. Okay, so I went ahead and die cut a tab because this is going to go in the pocket on the front of the folio, which is actually going to end up looking like it's the front of a tag because that's the premise. It's tag, sorta. I think tag cap is pretty good. So we're gluing it on there, and I don't want it sticking out way far. Okay, just a little ways, just so you can go, oh yeah, there's a tab. But I don't have to put it back in the pocket if I want to. Okay, so I'm picking out which one I like best, and I like that one best. So we're going to glue it on. And the other one's going to go in my extra whatever desk pile over there that we may or may never get to use. May or may never get to use. May or may never use. I don't know. So that's what we're doing. Gluting it. It's in my fancy tweezer work there. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Smooshing it down. And I inked around. I believe I inked around all my little bits, when you weren't looking. So now she is nice and dry, and we're going to glue her on. And see that little brown, now it's a brown spot because I went over it with brown ink thinking I would be able to blend it out, but no, that didn't work. So we're definitely covering that up with her foot. But I don't want to glue her down 100% because we have some ephemera bits we want to tuck up underneath her. Okay, but I still used a little too much glue, but that's okay. It'll be all right. We get it worked out. And I want her head loose. I don't want her head glued on. So we're just glued from the neck down one side of her body mostly. Okay. So, gonna wait on it. And I thought, well, I have to tuck these up underneath there, and that weight's going to be in my way, so might as well just take it off. It seems stuck pretty good anyway. So that's the piece that I think is 7 Gypsies. I don't know for sure, y'all. I don't know. But it I don't know. It said something in Italian. I was going to say it said something in Rome in Italian. So we're just gluing it on. I had to pick it up so I could see the other edge to glue on. And then this strip has got the months of the year on there. In January. That's when my birthday's in January. I'm a Capricorn. So anyway, that's my zodiac sign. And I decided it's because it's got a blank spot in. I thought, well, we're going to put something in there. And then on that same sign here stamp set, it had this little thing. It said number 12.5, which I thought was weird. Anyway, but I think it's the 12th, right? Right? The day you're seeing the video, I think. I'm pretty sure. And according to my schedule anyway. And so I'm just trying to stamp 12.5. Why is the half? Because I didn't want to try to mess with taking the ink off the half. So there we go. And it worked. I'm like, yeah, baby. So this is 12, January 12. Okay. Okay. Put it away again. I think that's all I'm going to use for that stamp set today, right now. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to put some glue on it so we can glue it on. You can speed up the video if you're on some kind of device that has the gear, the cog that you can change your speed setting on. You can do that. You can slow it down even more if you want to be real painful about it. All in all, I think it basically took me about an hour to do this project. That includes me stopping and thinking about stuff for a while, or answering the phone, or going to the little girl's room, or having a sandwich, all that kind of stuff like that. So, and that's just another, and there's just not quite enough room. I glued too much down that side. So I'm using my palette knife to slide that in there. And because remember, it's a pocket. I don't want my pocket to be glued shut now. So I wipe off a little bit of glue off that corner because it's kind of sticking out. Like I said, I don't want to glue my pocket shut. So I'm like, yeah, that's going to have to work, isn't it? So then I take that little scrap piece of paper we were stamping off on, and we're just going to stick that under there because the glue will stick to it just a little bit. See, it's just a little bit. And then after it dried, we just pulled that right off. And I have a teeny paper clip. They're totes adorbs, y'all. But they're real hard to get on. They're not hard to get off, but they're real hard to get on. Just saying. So, anyway. Now, what are we doing? Oh, I decided I saw the number 62 on there. And I thought, well, that's how old I am. It's not how old. It's how old I was. Y'all, I have this issue. I just, it's just a number for me. It's as good as any other number. Anyway, I'm not 62 anymore. I guess that's what I'm trying to highlight. I don't know. But there's plenty of room for me to put some little journaling notes in there, because I might ought to put that in the notes, Or I could just say, see video dated, blah, blah, blah. So anyway. But I thought it was kind of cool. I thought, when I saw it, I'm like, oh, look, it says 62. That's how old I am. That's how old I was. Anyway, I know I already went through that. So there I'm trying to move the paper clip. Oh, and it came off. So now I got to try to stick it back on. I love them. They're adorable. They are adorable. I got them from the Amazons. If you're looking for them, look for tiny paper clips. Tiny paper clips, okay? Hopefully they'll come up. I don't know. So there, our little ID card fits in there. It's just a piece of ephemera. Okay. Well, yeah. Why is it not quite wanting to slide in there as easily as I think it should? I don't know. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing to catch on. And then here's our cap. Tag cap. Oh, don't put her head under there. Put her head on top. Oh, look. We added some fibers to her floofle. Made a floofle. There's the back. I had the die cut. I had a die cut piece of that glitter paper for that flyer. I wanted to put it on the front, but it was too big and it competed too much with her, and she's the focus. So there's our gold mayfly. And a little ID card. And a little collage on the front. There's our cap. I'm gonna struggle and show you. See, it opens up. It's a cap. Slides on there. Keeps folio nice and shut. Okay. We put an eyelet in there. I don't think we saw that part. I added a little Tim Holtz quote on there, which I thought was pretty good. And you can open it up. We didn't put any pockets or anything inside. I don't know if I ever will. Maybe, maybe not. But it's there if I want to, right? Right. Okay. So we're going to slide that on there part way. Because here comes, ta-da! Photo montage. I love that part. So, here it is, photo montage. Okay, we can be 62 again if we want to. I mean, why not? So there we go. Makes me happy. Look at that little gold. I think it's mayfly. I know. We've already determined we're calling it that. Sometimes I don't know when to let stuff go. 12 and a half. Hi, y'all. Oh, goodness. It's cute. Makes me happy. My husband looked at it and he didn't even know it came apart like that and that it was a folio. He thought it was just a regular old tag. Oh, he did. I showed him, didn't I? Yeah, I went over there and I showed him. Oh, look. And say I forgot him to put anything in the back pocket because I don't have to. Thanks for watching and happy arting, y'all.